Hi everybody, this is Martin Coleman again, and we're going to be talking about some fun ways for elementary teachers to get the creative juices going to help kids learn and want to learn in a classroom through educational games. When we talk about games, we have to look at what we do in real life. In general, kids are outside playing, learning different games on their own. They're learning life skills, they're learning how to do problem solving, critical thinking, basic math, reading, all that through games. So why not use it? I mean, as adults, we use games to make learning fun outside the classroom. We're not that structured where we're always reading books and giving lessons in that format, but you can still have structure with games. Think about it. Every game pretty much has rules and consequences. People can become better and skilled if they learn the rules of the game and how to participate against each other or with each other. A lot of times you can even use games to reinforce the things you're doing in your classroom without having to add another workbook to the load already and then have to grade it later. So let's look at what's available. Now you may be saying, well, what kind of educational games are out there? I think you guys probably know a lot. You just don't think of them as something you'll be using in the classroom. If you look at a lot of the games that you may have in your own home, maybe card games, dice games, board games, a lot of these use math skills, they use reading skills, they use problem solving. Think about games like Clue, Monopoly, Connect Four, War even, or if you get some of the fun games that are coming out these days that you may not even know the names of them. There's a lot of electronic games. I'm sure you guys have all seen a Leapfrog or Leapster. There's online games out there. We've already talked about the academic skill building ones. And there's computer games. And there's even the regular video games with their Wii's and Xbox 360s and PlayStations. So why not use some of these? Or better yet, have kids make up their own games. Write up their own rules. Figure out what kind of problems they may have or they may want the participants to have. What kind of pieces? How many people can play? How long will it take? How much time is it going to make this game? And how easy is it to distribute to others to play? Is it something you're going to need a lot of things to make on your own, or is it something you only need a few household objects? Then think about, well, what can we do to match these to my lessons and things I'm already learning? If you guys are like me, you've probably seen a lot of math and reading games that are already out there. But did you know there's music games, foreign language, drawing games, problem solving games, and teamwork games? There's a lot of different games out there that help kids do the same things that you're trying to do in the classroom, but making it more fun. Well, maybe not more fun. You may be a great teacher that keeps it interesting. So, when we get these games figured out, and we've kind of got them matched up with our lessons, then what are we going to do with them? Well, I've already talked about replacing some worksheets. I'm not going to say everything needs to be replaced, but can a game replace and get the same skill enhancement or practice they need? Can we substitute a little time in class that we'd normally be doing something else to play a game but get the same thing? How about telling kids to go home and play a game? Does that sound like an assignment or something they'd actually like to do? How about giving game time as a special award for achievement, where they line up quickly, they keep quiet, they follow directions, or they help each other? These are all great ways to give them special awards as they're playing a game. Best of all, they get to play in groups. And these are great for all skill levels of students. They can interact and play games with each other and help each other too. So let's look at some examples of educational games that are out there. Somebody. This is basically an anatomy game that kids can learn the parts of their body, but you can do it maybe in Spanish, German, French. Teach them a different language by also learning the parts of their body. How many of you guys remember Pictionary? Fun drawing game. They've got a junior version. Math Shark is an electronic game that maybe your kids could have at home. Teaches 7 levels of different math. Monopoly. Talk about a problem-solving and mathematical game and also learning monetary. They've got a junior version out, so why not get your elementary students involved with that? Now what? No, that's not a question. That's a game. It has a strange number of sequences that they try and figure out what they all have in common. Talk about problem solving. Maybe your kids have some computer time. Go to academicskillbuilders.com. There's tons of games on math, reading, and more. And my favorite of all, Spaced Penguins. This is a physics game. It's not something you have to be a rocket scientist to do, but it's a rocket game that you play where you launch penguins around different planets to try and get them in their spaceship. It's a fun game to show you trajectories and paths. So why don't you go out there and see what other kind of games that your kids could be using to help learn.